Well, now we've come to the biggest conclusion of all the work that's carried on all these years, and here's the man who is totally responsible. He's going to say no, but he is, for all of this fantastic improvements and this exceptional new museum that we are going to be so proud of, and we are so proud of. In the whole world, we're going to be talking about this, and this is the person responsible. How does it feel to carry that responsibility, Janne?
It's been an honor, a joy, and a pleasure to work with Western New Yorkers such as yourself on this project. We would not be here because of the efforts of one individual. We are here because Buffalo and Western New York is a team. When we have a big challenge in front of us, we rise to the moment and we make magic happen.
Let's talk a little bit, when you said make magic happen, talk about what you had to do, to get this to come to fruition, who you had to work with and how you had to go through all the planning that took place.
So, of course, this is such a multi-pronged project, but it really began with us engaging the community and asking the community, what do you want of your museum? We even asked, do you want us to expand? And when we, after 9 months of community engagement, had received the response that yes, we want you to build, we want you to expand, we want to see more of the collection, we want the museum to be more accessible, we want you to bury that ugly parking lot, we want you to do all these things. We felt that now we were empowered by members of our community to take the next step. The next step, of course, was identifying an architect as our partner. And that partner is Shohei Shigematsu of OMA, together with his team. With them, we have built this and designed this museum, but not just through their architectural vision. Into their agreement was scripted that they too have to become honorary Buffalonians. They too have to engage in town hall meetings. They too have to be here and feel the pulse of this region, of this city and its citizens. And that's what they did. So what we see around us is really the coming into being of what Buffalo and Western New York has asked of us and of the architects, the builders. I worked closely with the construction teams on this project. I was clocking about 35,000 steps on the construction site every day. And I know many of the builders, many of the trades by first name. I got to become friends with them. Lots of great local companies, TD Zoller for the terrazzo, Western New York Flooring, Sterling Glass, and of course Gilbane, our building partner. So proud of their work. Danforth, Fry Electric, I mean the list goes on. It's just a remarkable assemblage of individuals, of skilled labor, and of course then the community and the donors, the hundreds of donors who have contributed of their wealth to make this project possible. Their leader, the philanthropic leader, of course, Jeffrey Gundlach, who has contributed 65 million of the total 230 million that this capital campaign has raised.
One of the most important things that we should talk about is everyone's talk about, the building and the expansion of everything, but the art itself is really the most important part of the whole project.
Absolutely. Previously, we were only able to show about 100 to a maximum of 150 works from the collection. Now we are at 430 works from the collection, so visitors will see their old-time favorites, such as the Mirrored Room, the Clifford Stills, all of them now on view, all 33 on view, our Impressionist collection, our Post-Impressionist collection, our Surrealist collection. The list goes on. There is so much magic and wonder in there that when professional art historians walk through those spaces, the only thing that I hear coming from their mouth is, "I can't believe this work is in your collection." Well, yes it is, and then there's another, and another, and another.
This is not just a project for art lovers. This is really changing the face of Buffalo in many ways.
This is a project that puts Buffalo on the global map. It says that we are leaders in design, we are leaders in innovation, we are leaders in culture, we are leaders in the human spirit of being good neighbors and thinking of each other in positive ways. There's a lot of work we need to do in Buffalo. We have an ailing public school system. We need to make contributions to that. We need to find ways in which public transport becomes even better than it is already. And we need to deal with our history of segregation so that everybody from every walk of life feels at home in spaces such as this.
We were lucky having the right person at the right time in Janne. How did you end up here in Buffalo from very many places that you've been in the whole world? Why Buffalo?
It was in the fall of 2012 that I received a call from an American search consultant that the then Albright Knox Art Gallery had hired to help with the recruitment of the 11th director. When I heard her mention the name of the museum, I immediately ran to my wife, asked for her permission, and then said, yes, I'm interested. 3 months later, just on the heels of Storm Sandy, I was here for my first interviews and was appointed to the position in January of 2013 from a lifetime appointment as the director of the Helsinki Art Museum, and I started here in April of 2013. I've lived in 7 countries and 14 cities. This is the 14th, and I have never been as happy as I am here in Western New York.
The Buffalo AKG Art Museum has been designed as a world-class museum. Yes, that's important. But more than that, a place in the world for all people, where all people can see themselves, where all people can be comfortable, a place where people will want to be. This museum is a powerful example, Buffalo, a powerful example of what can be accomplished when we work together, when we dream big, and when we make our dreams come true.
I started collecting art decades ago, and I always wanted to own a painting by Piet Mondrian, and I did buy one. There's a 1936 picture. It's got a double line on it. That's the name of my company. It makes a good logo. And when I was contemplating that painting, I talked to a specialist, a friend of mine, who was also a Mondrian aficionado, and I said, let's go through the book from the National Gallery show, which is kind of the book on Mondrian. It's got many, many, many photos in it. And I said, let's go through it and see which ones are not in museums. They're in private collections that they might possibly be sold someday in the future. And we're going through the book, and we got to this certain page, and I said to my friend there, I said, that's the one. And he says, oh, I totally agree. That's terrific. I know where it is. It's fantastic. It's in Switzerland. It's not for sale right now, but you're right. It's great. And then about 14 years later or so, it came up for auction. And I couldn't believe it, because somehow it had found its way, at least potentially, to me. And I knew I was going to have to go crazy. When you buy very high value art, I always say you have to be the crazy guy, because you're never going to get anything really great at a bargain. So you have to go in there knowing that you're going to bid against some Chinese billionaire or the Museum of Qatar. And these people, they play for keeps. So I ended up buying the picture. And for once, after dropping a lot of money on a painting, I woke up the next morning without buyer's remorse. I was actually still thrilled about the whole thing. And I said to myself, this is so strange. What a weird feeling. I feel like maybe what Sir Edmund Hillary must have felt when he climbed Mount Everest. You know, what mountain do you climb next? So I was thinking, wow, I own my favorite painting by my favorite artist. So what am I supposed to do next? I mean, I can go out and buy another high-valued piece of burlap with grease on it, which is essentially what oil paintings are, although they're made important because they're human. And no one will see it. And buy another grease on burlap that nobody will see in my lifetime. Or we can do something like this. Let me say the 7 words that I've been waiting 7 years to say. welcome to the Buffalo AKG Art Museum.
Thanks for watching this special edition of The Big Picture. We'll see you soon right here at the AKG Museum in Buffalo, New York. Thanks for watching our program, and we'll see you again next week on The Big Picture.